Speaking of overly sensitive, you want to talk about what's going on in the swimming world?
Good transition.
Thanks, man. I try.
No, get it?
Oh, all right, damn. You're fucked up.
So, breaking news, World Swimming bans transgender athletes, including Lia Thomas, from taking part in female races. Now, Lia Thomas is famous because who transitioned...
Did we talk about this before?
We did.
We
did. But in case you missed it, she transitioned, started competing with women because she's now a woman, and started breaking all of like the women's records for what she was competing in. And people were, having a problem with it, saying it's unfair. She has an unfair advantage. It just came out that they are not allowing. Yeah, go ahead.
No, I mean, it just came out that they're not allowing transgender athletes
from taking part in female races. Yeah. So what do you think they should do for the transgender athletes if they can't compete with the gender that they transition to? Do you think they should compete with what they're born?
Yeah, I mean, that's the only choice they have. It's either that or not compete.
Well, so I was thinking, I had this idea that they should let them compete with other transgender people. But I guess that there's not maybe enough of them to do that. So I understand. But that's what I think would be the actual like fairest thing to do, is to have a league or not a league, but like a class or whatever it's called of just transgender women and then transgender men. But whatever, I guess that's a long way from happening. But yeah, and then I saw something on Twitter that said, from the New York Times, breaking news, the Biden administration has proposed new rules that would bar discrimination, meaning not allow discrimination against transgender students under Title IX, and cement their rights into law. Title IX is a clause or whatever that allows equal access to sports. Like, you can't discriminate based on gender, and that's why America has an advantage in like women's soccer and other sports in the international community with women, because we made it a thing like 50 years ago to make sure that women had the same access to sports leagues and all of that 50 years ago. So we're a little bit ahead of the world in that area, behind the world in a lot of other areas. But so like everything on Twitter and the New York Times, this fucking headline is very confusing. So I don't really know what that means, but I hope it doesn't mean that
I don't think it's gonna bring transgender women back into any any of these sports or whatever, they just got barred from. This is just talking about discrimination in terms of still having scholarships and shit like that.
Word. It's not really about competing.
No.
Okay. Word. So yeah, I don't know. That shit's crazy. It's just like when you hear stories.
Topic.
Yeah, when you hear stories about that, you're like, bro, that doesn't sound fair.
What?
Like a transgender woman competing in women's swimming and breaking the records, or any other sport and breaking the records. It's like sports has a lot to do with biology, and if you were one gender for a long time, that's part of your biology, But whatever. I'm gonna stop before I get canceled.
Speaking of getting canceled, do you want to just skip to Bill Cosby?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah. So you still think he didn't do it, right?
I haven't. I don't even know if that episode exists. The funniest part though is that this shit's looking bad, man.
At least he got released.
Yeah, somehow. I don't even know how or whatever.
It was a technicality. It wasn't even off of evidence or a lack. Let's just say that.
So we got a new story coming out. All right. A jury has ordered Bill Cosby to pay $500,000 to a woman who alleged that he sexually assaulted her at the Playboy Mansion in 1975 when she was only 16. That's wild. First thing that popped up in my mind reading that is, why is a 16-year-old at the Playboy Mansion?
That's a good question. I didn't even think about that. That didn't even occur. Like, I obviously knew, like, it's fucked up because apparently, allegedly, he sexually assaulted a 16-year-old, and that's wrong on multiple levels, right? But I didn't even think. But you're so right. Like, you know what they'll say? It was 1975. It was a different time.
It was a different time.
No.
But that's the craziest part, though, is because, like, man, really think about that. Like, imagine the fucking like the Playboy Mansion right now having a 16-year-old there. Like, fam, all of y'all are going to jail. I'm like, you know what I mean? But somehow in 1970, I guess, you're not going to jail.
Yeah, this is crazy. I mean, someone said in the comments,
it's interesting how like the world shifts.
Shawty need to be held accountable too. Fuck she doing in the Playboy Mansion in the first place? Shouldn't Playboy be held accountable or whatever? Whoever got her in, she was still a kid. Blah blah blah.
So recently, Deshaun Watson settled out of court with 20 of the women who accused him of various degrees of sexual crimes. Here we have a little excerpt from a statement. Today I announce that all cases against Deshaun Watson, with the exception of 4, have settled. We're working through the paperwork related to those settlements. Once we have done so, those particular cases will be dismissed. The terms and amounts of those settlements are confidential. We won't comment further on the settlements of those cases. As stated, Ashley Solis is one of the heroes of this story. Her case is not settled, and thus her story and that of the other 3 brave women will continue. I look forward to trying these cases in due course, consistent with other docket obligations and the court's schedule.
So he settled with 20 of the women in the case. There's still 4 pending. So I guess that's good news for Deshaun Watson.
Good news for him, not his bank account, I guess.
Who knows how much he settled for? That's the thing. We'll never know. But we know.
I doubt it was barely anything.
We know that he has hella guap.
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think about that? Do you think all those 20 were just like clout chasing, trying to get money, and they got it?
I don't want to say that, but
I'm trying to set you up.
Yeah.
This is a Vlad interview.
No, dead ass. But I don't know, man. It's a tricky thing, man. Like, I don't know what happened there. Like, it's because it looks sketchy on both sides. This dude's like goes to like 80 different like massage parlors, and then these women have like all the same lawyer, and like it's like real. I don't know, like they're like what they're saying is, I don't know, like, but it's just the whole thing is a whole like weird thing. I can't wait to see an actual documentary on this in like 20 years.
Yeah.
But yeah,
if there is a real documentary on this, it's gonna be because he did it. Sorry.
No, dead ass, when he goes and like does some other shit
and gets
like,
caught. Yeah. Then it's all
he really did that shit.
Then it's like that Kanye song. It all falls down.
Damn, you're flawed. I guess that's also how Juul feels, huh? Just so like recently,
when it all falls down,
they were like #1, bro.
Yeah. So you guys remember Juuls? A lot of you fucking sucked on those things, and fucking, including myself. Like, I used to do that shit sometimes, but it started losing a lot of popularity because they got rid of all the flavored pods, like fruit flavored and stuff, because the FDA said that they were like trying to market to children, and there was a huge problem where kids weren't smoking cigarettes, and the actual number of people or young people smoking cigarettes kept declining, and then the introduction of the Juul and vaping skyrocketed it back up. And so they stopped selling all flavored pods, so they only had like regular and menthol, and people stopped using them because they started, other competitors came up with flavors, banana, fucking blueberry, fucking strawberry, like all this random shit. So
the same shit Juul was doing?
Yeah, exactly. They just like got fucked because they were the first ones.
Yeah.
So they were like, bah,
damn, that's
done.
fucked up.
Yeah, and you know, the new ones now, like, the Juul, you have to charge it. Like, these are disposable. You just walk in, you buy it, you use it, you throw it away. Like, whatever. So, yeah, they officially were banned and can no longer be sold in the United States, according to the FDA, according to an FDA ruling. What do you think about that? You going to be sad?
Nah, I mean, I don't smoke fucking Juuls. I mean, this is probably good for everyone because from what it's saying that they're banned. Like, the reason why they're stopping Juuls from actually being sold now is because the company, like, was providing, like, bad data about, like, harmful chemicals in their product. So, like, it's not like they're even trying to, like, just stop Juul from being a thing. They were just saying, like, they're just because of something Juul did, not, like, you know, the FDA or whatever being, like, you know, dickheads, you know?
Yeah.
So, if you were out here smoking hella Juuls and shit like that, in a couple years, you're going to see some commercials about how you need to, like, call this number so you can, you know, get some money because it's not looking good.
Yeah, that's scary. It says in its ruling, the agency said that Juul has provided insufficient and conflicting data about potentially harmful chemicals that could leach out of Juul's proprietary e-liquid pods. So apparently they're lying about the safety, and that's not good. So I'm glad they got their shit banned. Fuck them. Someone said, damn, they really banned Juuls before AR-15s.
Wow. Yeah, the thing is that
America,
you don't have a fucking amendment right to Juuls, my buddy.
That's like the Third Amendment, isn't it? Like
Juul,
the right to Juul, as long as you're in a well-regulated Juul like frat.
I was about to.
Yeah, get all the hate from the real Americans, the God-fearing, gun-carrying.
Dude, he just drafted a Serbian dude
with the same name as like a 2-time MVP.
So shut your mouth.
He's got to be nasty.
Shut your mouth before.
And he's 6'11", 223.
Before he gets crazy over here, all right?
He's going to make the whole NBA feel all 223 pounds.
And it's funny, we already had a big Serbian fan base because of Dragic.
Dragic, yeah.
But now, like, we got another Serbian, so it's lit.
And Jimmy Butler loves Serbia.
Damn, this is going to make that whole Nikola Jokic beef even more interesting. Because we actually have a Nikola Jokic.
He's Nikola Jovic. With a V, not a K.
Word. Either way, he's going to have to fight that other dude.
For sure, to see who's like the better Serbian. And that's just Serbia's rules. That's not even like American like NBA rules. Like, that's just like how it goes down in Serbia.
So I hope he's not a pussy.
I mean...
Probably not if he's Serbian, right?
I mean, he is white.
Gotta be a killer. Stone Cold Killer. He's a killer.
No, you don't agree?
Nah, I'm not feeding into your racism, my friend.
So Bleacher Report dropped their top 10 teams of 2022-2023, and surprisingly, the Heat were left off that top 10 list. Notable teams put above the Miami Heat, who were a shot away from going to the finals 2 in the last 3 years. The 76ers, who they beat in the second round pretty easily. Embiid was injured in the first 2 games. The Nets, who got swept in the first round by the team that we took to Game 7 and lost by 4 points to. The Clippers, who did not make the playoffs.
They still have fucking Kawhi Leonard and Paul George. The thing is a lot of these teams... And the
Grizzlies, who were the number 2 seed.
I can see how they put some of these teams above us, but I don't believe that. Like the Mavericks, I don't believe that one.
Here's the list.
The Suns or the 76ers, I don't believe that. But I see how the other teams are on this list. Because it's like the Warriors
where would you
are defending...
put this Heat team? Like 4?
No.
Like 2?
No, I don't know. They could be somewhere around like 6 to 8.
What?
I don't know.
What, bro? No.
Bro,
if Jimmy Butler wasn't injured in the middle of that Eastern Conference final, we would have been in the finals for sure.
For sure. my whole point is you know how many teams could say that, bro? I'm like, the Bucks didn't have Chris Middleton. I'm like, the Nuggets were missing Michael Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray the whole year, and they still made the playoffs. The Clippers didn't make the playoffs, but they literally were missing Kawhi Leonard the whole year.
And Paul George
most of the year. Then you have, the 76ers were just now gelling, and the Suns are still a good team. The Nets still have fucking KD and Kyrie, and until they don't,
But it's like the Heat deserve to be on this list.
I know, that's why I'm saying you could take off fucking. To me, you can take off the Grizzlies. You could take off
the Sixers,
the Nuggets, and the Sixers. Those three teams could get bounced out of there.
I think you should take the Nets
and the
off
Nets
there.
too, but the Nets are going to come back better. I feel like
I don't think
Kyrie.
So.
No, because
I think that whole team's getting blown up.
You're not realizing that Kyrie. Well, if they do get blown up, then yeah, they're not going to come back better, and they wouldn't be on this list. But the whole point is, as long as they have the same team they have right now, you know what I mean, with Kyrie and KD. Kyrie only played like 30 games last year, bro, because of COVID and shit like that. So this year with no COVID rules, he's playing all the games.
Right.
Man, but he's going to be good.
Do you think that they did this on purpose to like troll Heat fans? Because it's like, bro, we literally were a shot away from the finals. Like, how are we not in the top 10 of teams next year when we haven't done anything
This
different?
Is some random dude named Andrew Bailey from Bleacher Report. Who gives a fuck what he said? He's not trolling Heat fans. He's just a dickhead.
He's just dumb.
He doesn't know basketball. I'm like, what?
Okay, so Bradley Beal, big news, declined his player option and is now an unrestricted free agent.
Let's go, Brad. If you want to come to Miami and win some shit.
You saw he said, like, he's like, my biggest fear is that I never give myself a chance to win.
Yeah, that sounds like a dude who's about to sign with a team who's not going to give him a chance to win.
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to re-sign with the Wizards.
Yeah, he's a liar.
I'm surprised the Wizards aren't on this fucking list.
I'll see it when I believe it.
Yeah.
What's next?
Kyrie drops a list of teams he'd like to be traded to if he can't reach an agreement with Brooklyn. Some of the teams include the Miami Heat, the Mavs, the Clippers, the Knicks, the Lakers.
That's interesting. Like I said, I'll see it when I believe it.
Yeah.
Because, anything could happen.
Yeah, like who knows if he's going to... The thing is that...
I'm more in this PJ Tucker shit.
None of those teams can sign him unless...
Yeah, I know. You got to make a trade.
Yeah.
But the thing is, I'm on the PJ Tucker shit because he was a really integral part of our team, And if you have teams out here trying to give him $10 million, that's that Jay Crowder situation where it's like, do you really want to give him $10 million for 3 years? It's like, will PJ still be a good player in 3 years? Will he still have it? I think that, in 3 years, he's going to be 40. Like, fam, that's like paying UD. That's like UD, making... Imagine if UD was making $10 million on the bench, we would all be calling for him to get the fuck out of there.
Yeah.
But because he's making, mid-level money type shit, it's nothing. It's like, whatever, man. Let him get his $3 million,
So you think he's going to walk? Or you think he's going to take a pay cut to be on the Heat and win a chip?
I think there's a 65% chance he walks. The 45% chance
35.
Yeah, my bad. I'm bad at math. Is that I think that Pat Riley will be able to convince him and I think he's not gonna need convincing from
one more season.
Exactly. It's all it's gonna take is just the fact that he wants to stay in Miami and is better than living anywhere else or some shit.
Shit.
So.
And we have a nice team and we have a good chance.
We can
of winning.
still give him money. I forgot
he made him good money.
He made 7 this year. So bro, it's an extra 3. We can make that happen.
Yeah, you saw Chad Ochocinco tweeted at Bradley Beal, "I fucking love you, man. Would you like an early tour of Miami or you want to wait until you sign? Either way, let me know how I can be of service. Dinner spots, cigars, most real estate, and the best choice in school system for the kids." With the 100 emoji.
Well, if fucking Bradley Beal is really an unfucking restricted free agent, then I'm with it, man. Shit. But I don't know if this shit's really gonna happen. Think about it.
We'll see. We'll see. Who would you rather have? Bradley Beal or Donovan Mitchell?
Bradley Beal. I need the guaranteed offense, and I know that Donovan Mitchell is good, right? But Bradley Beal is like a guaranteed bucket from everywhere, you know? And Donovan Mitchell can have cold nights. I don't really see Bradley Beal having cold nights. And we need someone who can really stretch the floor and shoot threes also, you know what I mean? And Donovan Mitchell can
shoot threes.
Yeah, but he's better driving, you know what I mean? And we have Jimmy for that. So Bradley Beal just fits the team better. I'm not going to say better.
But don't you think that we could also have Donovan Mitchell who can shoot threes, but also driving and kicking it out to people like Struz, people like Tyler, people like Duncan?
No. We're not relying on those dudes
anymore
for baskets when we need them. That's the whole.
Yeah, that's the point.
We're not relying on driving and kicking it out to Duncan.
Yeah,
let's not do that again.
I'm saying if
Duncan's open for the three,
more open shots.
Yeah, but it's not about them. Like
I feel you. No,
it should never be about them.
That's because Donovan Mitchell can take it to the rack and score anytime he wants.
Yeah, but we have people who can do that. Tyler can do that shit.
Not like Donovan Mitchell, but I hear you.
Tyler can drive though.
Yeah, he has a good drive. He has a good left hand too. Yeah. So the draft was tonight. The Heat drafted, like we were saying, Nikola Jovic, who is a 6'11", 225 forward out of Serbia. Apparently has a nice shot, can drive to the rim. Looks like he has some pretty good handles. Yeah, so we'll see what he can do. I trust the Heat front office. We usually have a good knack for picking up players in the draft. We drafted Tyler Hero. We drafted Bam. And those are just in the last, 5 years. So let's see. Hopefully he can come in and make an immediate impact. That would be very nice. Very nice. Very nice.
This dude was fucking born in 2003. That's crazy.
That's crazy. That is fucking crazy. Damn, that's crazy, actually. Yeah, so Malika Andrews will be the first woman to host the event. She is the first woman to host the NBA draft, and it's on the 50-year anniversary of Title IX, like we were talking about with giving equal access to women for sports and stuff. So that's pretty cool.
Congrats to Malika. Congrats to everyone striving, to change society and, standards and shit like that. So
yeah, hell yeah.
That's pretty dope.
Hell yeah, bro. So yeah, I guess that's all we got for tonight, huh?
Yeah. That's it, guys. Sorry.
We'll come back next time.
That's the butcher shop.
Thanks for listening.
You're low key.
Low key, that's insensitive.
Yeah.